All right, welcome to Ace 18 Black's second match of the day, going up against the ASVC, Arizona Saguaros Volleyball Club. I will call them the Saguaros. Unfortunately, Ace fell in their first match 2-1, losing the third set. I believe it was 15-10. But it is a new day, and by that I mean a new hour. And let's see if we can't beat the Saguaros here. Stay tuned. Oh, you can if you want. I'm good. Yeah, we just started, so I'm good right now. All right, and the teams waiting to give high fives to their opponents. Avery's warm-up coming flying at the camera. High fives with Coach Janet, Coach Page, Coach Chantel, Coach Joe, Coach Tay, and Coach Chad here at the end, giving high fives. All right, Saguaros in pink, Ace in white. All right, on the court, we got Cassie, we got Avery, we've got Amelie, we've got Anna, we've got Leah, and we have Sadie. Saguaros won the toss to serve. Shea in for Amelie in the back row. And as Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight says, and here we go. Ball's in the air, service air, Saguaros. Ace up 1-0. Captain Cassie Barney to serve. Ball's in the air from the captain. Saguaros able to get that to the right side. Goes up for a hit right between the block. That's a point for the Saguaros. All tied up at 1. Saguaros serving. Saguaros serve in the air. And a slight overpass. They try to put it down. Sadie saves it to Cassie. Cassie all the way over to Leah, who sends it into the corner, gets the kill. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 2-1. Sadie Teets to serve. Riley, no, I lied. L in the front row for Anna. Serves in the air from Sadie. Saguaros over past that. Shea able to get his Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Avery, who has to dive for it and bumps it over the net with the right hand. Saguaros from the right side get a hit, and that is in. We are now tied at 2. Saguaros to serve. Ball's in the air. Shea able to get that to Cassie. Cassie bumps that over to L. L goes up, gets it over the net. Suarez able to handle it, get it back on the net, send a free ball over the net from the middle. Sadie to Cassie. Cassie to Avery in the middle. Puts it in the back corner, and the whip barrel cannot get to it. That's a kill for Avery and a point for Ace. Ace up 3-2. Avery Chadwick to serve. Amelie into the front row for Sadie. Ball's in the air from Chadwick. An overpass back out. That's out of bounds. That's an ace for Avery. Point for Ace. Ace up 4-2.
Avery!
Ball's in the air from Avery. Too strong. Point Suarez. Suarez to serve down 3-4. Ball's in the air. Sadie get to Cassie to Leah with the hit. Suarez cannot handle it. It's a kill for Leah. Point for Ace. Ace up 5-3. Leah Smith to serve. Nope, Shea came in for Avery in the back row. My apologies. Ball's in the air for Leah. Suarez cannot handle that. That is a point for Ace. Ace up 6-3. Here in the first set, match number 2. And another ace for Sadie. Ace up 7-3. Woo! Excuse me. Leah Smith serves up 7-3. Ball's in the air. Service error. Point Suarez. Suarez to serve down 4-7. Put them together 1947. What happened? Well, if you believe it there, a spaceship landed. Landed is a loose term. Crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. Ball's in the air from the Suarez. Leah from the back row with a hit. Suarez able to handle it. That is an overpass. Amelie to Cassie. Cassie tries to dump it over. Suarez read it. They get a hit off a block. Leah gets down but cannot save it. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez to serve down 5-7. Ball's in the air for the Suarez. Sadie. Amelie able to save that one. Leah sends a free ball over the net, but it is out of bounds. Another point for the Suarez. Suarez are now down and serving 6-7. Turn that around, 76. What happened? Declared our independence. Happy 250. Ball into the net from L. We are tied up at 7. The Suarez serving. Falls in there from the Suarez. Sadie cannot handle it. Ace for the Suarez. They're serving up 8-7. Falls in the air from the Suarez. Sadie able to handle this one. Cassie sets it up for L. Hits across court. Suarez able to dig it, get it over to their outside. Sends a free ball over the net. Shea able to bump that to Cassie, who sends it over the net with a dump. Suarez able to get another free ball back over the net. Sadie to Cassie. Cassie across court to L. Sends a free ball over to the Suarez. Two-handed pass to a bump set to their outside with a hit. Sadie able to get that one to Cassie, who sends it over the net. Suarez able to recover. Send another free ball back over the net. Amelie to Cassie. Cassie to Amelie. Swipes it. And Suarez cannot handle that one. That's a kill for Amelie. We are tied up at 8. Put 8 together, you get 88. What happened in 1588? The English defeated the Spanish Armada, becoming a world superpower. starting off their world domination, as it were, for the next couple hundred years. Ball's in the air from Anna. Ace with the point. Ace up 9-8. Ball's in the air from Anna. Service error. We are tied up at 9. Swallow serving, tied up at 9. Leah able to get that to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Sadie. Sadie with the hit. Off the block. Swallows are able to get to it. Set it up to their outside. With a hit. Off the block. Sadie able to save that. Cassie sets it up for Sadie on the outside again. Gets it back over. Swallows back to their outside with a hit. Off the block this time, but it going for the Swallows. Swallows up 10-9. Ball's in the air for the Swallows up 10-9. Leah able to get down and dig it. Slide over pass. The Swallows get it up. And they send that over the net accidentally on their second ball. Back over the net. Swallows with a hit. Amelie to Cassie to Sadie. Sadie up with a hit. Into the net. Does not get over. Point Swallows. Swallows up 11-9. Ball's in the air for the Swallows. Shea able to get that one to Cassie. Cassie for Amelie. Gets it over. Swallows are able to get it over in 3. Amelie to Cassie. Cassie swipes it over again. Swallows set it up for their middle. Who goes up for a hit. They get a hit, but nobody touches it. That's out of bounds. That's a point for Ace. Ace to serve down 10-11. Amelie put off the serve. Avery Chadwick into the front row. Ball's in the air. Avery gets a block. Avery gets a kill. We are tied up at 11. And for those of you tuning in for the first time, Avery is mine. So I may get a little more excited, but I'll try to call it evenly. Amelie put off with the serve, tied up at 11. Good serve from Amelie. Swallows able to get it over. They got to send a free ball over the net. Leah to Cassie. Cassie to Avery again with another kill. Keep feeding number 25. Ace up 12-11.
Is it 12-11?
Ball's in the air from Amelie. Barely gets that over the net. Swallows able to get to it. They go up. Oh, Cassie had the block, and it went right through her arms. Point for the Swallows. Swallows and Ace tied at 12. Swallows to serve. Amelie comes off. Shea comes on in the back row. Swallows serving, tied at 12. Ball's in the air. Anna. Oh, just passed it out of Cassie's reach, out of bounds. That's an ace for the Swallows. The Swallows are up 13-12. Ball's in the air, and it gets this one to Cassie. Cassie sends it over to Avery, who gets a kill and another point. We are tied at 13. Captain Cassie Barney to serve. Ball's in the air from the captain. Service error. That is a point for the Swallows. Swallows serving up 14-13. Ball's in the air. Anna to Cassie. Cassie all the way over to Leah. Tips it over. Suarez are able to get two hands on that one. Pumps it over there outside. Has to send a free ball over the net. Shea to Cassie. Cassie to Avery again in the middle with a hit and a kill. They are tied at 14. Number 25 on fire. Sadie coming in for Riley and to serve. L coming in for Anna in the front row. Tied at 14. Sadie to serve. Ball's in the air from Sadie. Suarez, miscommunicate, but keep it alive. They're outside, hits it. Sadie saves it. Might have gone out, might have been in. Probably good idea to hit that one. Shea sends it over the net. Suarez to their middle. Up past Avery. Cassie cannot handle it. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez serving up 15-14. Where were you on that one? Ball's in the air from the Suarez. Shea gets it to Cassie. Cassie gets it for Avery. He gets a hit into a block. They are unable to get it over the net that time. Point for the Suarez. Suarez up 16-14. Ball's in the air. Shea to Cassie. Cassie to Avery. Hits it off the block, gets another kill. Ace to serve down 15-16. Avery to serve. Amelie into the front row. Serves in the air from Chadwick. Cross court. Suarez able to get it to their outside. Goes up for a hit. Swing and a miss into the net. That's a point for Ace. We are tied at 16. If you add those together, you get 32. I just wanted to do some math. Ball's in the air from Chadwick. Suarez get that one up. Pumps that to their right side. Right side goes up for a hit. Hits it into the net. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 17-16. Ball's in the air from Avery. Another cross court. That's an ace for Avery. Ace up 18-16 here in the first set. Match number 2. Timeout. Suarez. Left you hanging there. Sorry. Dead air. Dead air's never good on a broadcast, right? I used this one in the first match, but let's do this. 18 and 16 together equal 34. What happened in 1834? Charles Darwin landed in the Galapagos Islands during his travels aboard the HMS Beagle. We are back. Avery serving up 18-16. Cross court. Suarez able to get to that one. Set it up for their outside. They got to send a free ball over the net. Avery passes to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for L. L over. Suarez able to get that one over the net. Avery and Cassie unable to save that one together. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez to serve down 17-18. (18-17) in the first set. Sorry, my other daughter was asking if the game had started yet. That's a point for the Suarez. We are tied at 18. All right, Suarez subbing out. All set now. Suarez are serving. We are tied at 18 here in the first set. And Shea did come in for Avery. Leah up for a hit. Suarez able to handle that one. They set it up for their middle. The middle goes up. Around the block. Amelie. Shea to Amelie to Shea. It is out of bounds. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez are up 19-18. What happened in 1918? World War I ended on November 11th at 11 a.m. Used to be known as Armistice Day, now known as Veterans Day. Ball's in the air for the Suarez. Sadie able to get that to Cassie. Cassie all the way over to Leah on the right side with a kill. That was a solid hit from Leah. We are tied at 19. 1919, 8 Chicago White Sox were banned from baseball for being accused of throwing the World Series. You ever see the movie Field of Dreams? Shoeless Joe Jackson, one of those 8 men. Service in the air from Leah. Suarez hit it too hard. Ace up 20-19. Leah Smith serves. Ball's in the air from Leah. Suarez able to get a two-handed pass up, bump it over to their right side, goes up for a hit. Sadie able to dig that to Cassie. Cassie to Leah. Leah gets it over the net. Suarez with a two-handed pass. Suarez good up and over. Leah able to save that. Cassie sends it over the net. That is ace with the point because Suarez were called in the net. That's against the rules. Point ace. Ace up 21-19. Leah serves. Ball's in the air from Leah. That's an ace from Leah. An ace for ace. Ace up 22-19. Woo! Thank you. Somebody had to do it. Ball's in the air from Leah. Suarez over to their right side. Tip it over. Cassie's able to save it. To Shea. Shea over to Leah. Sends it over, but out of bounds. A point for the Suarez. Suarez are up 20-22. Ball's in the air. Shea. Amelie able to save that one. L into the net. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez to serve down 21-22. Ball's in the air. Shea able to get to that one. Sadie. Sadie sends it over for Amelie. Amelie sends a free ball over the net. Suarez able to dig that one. Sets it up for their outside. Goes up for a hit. Off the block. Shea's able to dig that. Cassie sets it up for L. L with a strong hit. Suarez two-handed pass. They are able to get out of the way. Send a free ball over the net. Shea to Cassie. Cassie dumps it over. Suarez able to get to it. Send, nope. Now they get a two-handed pass over the net to Amelie. Amelie to Leah. Leah over to L. L is able to punch that lefty over the net. Suarez to their outside. Tip it over. L with the save to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Leah on the right side. Cross court. I think it was on the line. Line judge called it out. We are tied at 22. Suarez serving. Ball's in the air. Sadie. Shea. Shea sets it up for L. L sends a free ball over the net. Suarez are able to get that to their center. Sets it up for their middle. Hoots it into the net. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 23-22 here in the first set. Anna coming in for L and to serve. Riley coming in for Sadie in the front row. Ace up 23-22. We are waiting for the up ref. All right, there's the signal. Ball's in the air from Anna. Suarez unable to handle that one. That's an ace for Anna. A point for Ace. Ace up 24-22. Set point. Anna Bekas serving. Ball's in the air from Anna. The Suarez able to get that one to their setter. They overpass their second shot. Ace goes for a kill. Hits it off the net, but out of bounds. Suarez serving. Down 23-24. Set point number 2 for Ace. Ball's in the air. Leah with a good pass to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Amelie. Sends it lefty over the net. Suarez able to get that to their middle. Tips it over. Ace unable to get there. We are tied at 24. We've got extra volleyball here in set number 1. Timeout, Ace. All right, we are back from timeout. Suarez serving, tied at 24. Ball's in the air. Shea to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Riley. Riley into the net. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez are up 25-24. We played at 25, but you got to win by 2. Set point number 1 for the Suarez. Sadie coming back into the front for Riley. Ball's in the air. Shea able to get down and dig it, sends it over the net. Suarez get to it. Set it up for the right side, tip it over the net. Lee able to get to it. Cassie sets it up for Sadie. Sadie down the line. Suarez able to get to it. Ace unable to recover from the hit and tip over the net. Point Suarez. Suarez win the first set 26-24. We will see you in about 3 minutes. All right, we are back for set number 2. Ace on the floor. Captain Cassie Barney serving. Rough loss in the first set after being up 24-22. Unable to close it out, losing 26-24. Captain Cassie Barney with the serve. Service error. Swing and a miss. Point for the Swarrows. Swarrows serving up 1-0 here in the second set. Ace needs to win this to force the third set. Swarrows trying to close it out in 2. Balls in the air from the Swarrows. Anna to Cassie. Cassie to Avery. Avery with a hit in the end line. That's a kill for Avery and a point for Ace. Ace tied at 1. Sadie Teets to serve. L into the front row for Anna. Balls in the air from Sadie. Swarrows able to get that one up. Cross court. Cassie over to L. L able to punch that one over. Swarrows able to get to it. Send it over to their outside for a swing. Through a block. Cassie tries to set it to the back row. Swarrows capture that. Send a free ball over the net. Shea to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Avery again, who swipes it into the back corner. Another kill for Avery. Another point for Ace. Ace up 2-1. Sadie to serve. Up 2-1 here in the second set. Swarrows get that one over. Ace unable to recover. That's a point for the Swarrows. We are tied at 2. Swarrows serving. Tied at 2. Balls in the air. Avery able to dig that one to Sadie. Sadie sends it cross court to L. L sends a free ball over the net into the back corner. Swarrows with a two-handed pass to her setter. Sets up for their middle. Avery gets a block, but it lands on our side of the net. So that is a point for the Swarrows. Swarrows serving up 3-2. Balls in the air. Service error. We are tied at 3. Put 3 and 3 together, you get 33. What happened in 1833? Abraham Lincoln and his friend William Berry, you might have to fact check me on those names, well, the second name, opened a store, a trading post as it were, in Illinois. And one of the things they sold was spirits. And in order to sell spirits at that time, you had to become a licensed bartender. So our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, was a licensed bartender. Avery serves out of the back of the court. That is a point for the Swarrows. Swarrows serving up 4-3. Cassie gets over to Leah. Leah with a hit. Swarrows able to dig that one and save it. They're going to send a free ball over the net to Cassie, or Sadie. Sadie to Cassie off the net. Al can't get to it. That's a point for the Swarrows. Swarrows up 5-3. All right, here we go. Signal. Swarrows serving up 5-3. Sadie able to save that. Cassie tries to send it over the net. They get a block. Leah is able to get it over the net with a kill. That's a point for Ace. Ace to serve down 4-5 here in set number 2. Match number 2. Balls in the air from Leah. Swarrows able to pass it a couple times. They need to send a free pass over the net. Cassie sets it up for Amelie. Swipes it, and the Swarrows can't handle it. It's a kill for Amelie. We are tied at 5. Leah Smith serves. There's the signal to serve. Leah with the ball in the air. Suarez, two-handed pass to their setter, over to their right side, who hits it directly into the net. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 6-5. Put that together, you get 65. What happened in 1865? The Civil War ended in April. Shortly thereafter, Abraham Lincoln was killed. Balls in the air from Leah. That's an ace. Ace up 7-5. April 19th, 1775. Get a specific date on this one, not just the year. April 19th, 1775, the Revolutionary War started. Coincidentally, also my daughter's birthday. Not the same year. She's not that old. Balls in the air from Leah. Suarez hit it over the net. Sadie able to get to it. Amelie able to save it, but it does go out of bounds. Point for the Suarez. Suarez to serve, down 6-7. Balls in the air from the Suarez. We are not wasting any time in between plays here. Cassie's able to swipe it. Suarez are able to get together and get it over the net. Cassie sets it up for Leah on the right side. Suarez cannot handle that one, and it's a kill for Leah. Ace up 8-6. Anna coming in for L to serve. On the floor, we have Sadie, Cassie, Amelie, Leah, Shay, and serving Anna. Balls in the air from Anna. Suarez with a two-handed pass, able to get it over to the right side, goes up for a hit. Cross court, inbounds. Point for the Suarez. Ball's in the air. Anna to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Amelie, swipes it. Called inbounds. That's a kill for Amelie and a point for Ace. Ace up 9-7. Avery into the front row. Amelie to serve. Ball's in the air from Amelie. Suarez, cross-court pass. All the way to the back. They try to send a free ball over the net. That goes out of bounds. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 10-7 here in the second set. Again, Ace needs to win this set to force a third tie-breaking set. Timeout, Suarez. Back from timeout. Back from timeout. However, the up-ref is talking to the line judges, probably about being a little more decisive, because that last play that got called in, I couldn't even tell that the line judge moved her arms. Line judges are holding flags so they can be easily seen to signal if balls are in or out of bounds. So, that's my estimation of what's going on. Here, forefront in your screen is Amelie Putoff, who is currently serving. Line judges have switched sides for whatever reason. Per the up-ref, Amelie Putoff to serve. Ball's in the air. Suarez able to get that one up. Setter bump sets it to the right side. Goes up for a hit into the net. Point Ace. Ace up 11-7. Amelie continues to serve. Ball's in the air. Suarez to their setter. Bumps that over to their outside. Gets a hit. Amelie is able to save it. Cassie sets it up for Avery, who sends it down. Suarez are able to get a one-handed dig. Send it over to the outside. Leah gets a hit. Cassie sets that up for Avery. Suarez able to dig that one. Avery gets a hand on it for a block, but it lands on our side. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez to serve down 8-11. Shea into the back row for Amelie. Ball's in the air. Leah sends it to Cassie. Tries to set it up. Suarez sniffed that one out. Hit it too hard. That's out of bounds. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 12-8. Captain Cassie Barney serving. Ball's in the air from the captain. Suarez. Get under that one. Get it to their middle. Hits it around the block. Cassie sets it up for Sadie. Sadie gets a hit. Suarez able to dig that one. Sets it up to their outside. He gets a hit into a block, but they are able to recover over into another block, but it lands out of bounds. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez to serve down 9-12 here in set number 2. Suarez with the ball in the air and able to get it past to Cassie. Cassie over to Avery. Avery gets it over the net on a slight miss swing. The Suarez cannot get it back over the net. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 13-9. L coming in for Anna in the front row. Sadie Teets to serve. Ball's in the air. The Suarez send it over, and they place it perfectly where Sadie cannot get to it. Point for the Suarez. Suarez serving down 10-13. Ball's in the air from the Suarez. Shea and L miscommunicate. Sadie gets it up. Avery's able to recover. Lee get over that. A couple of blocks there. Ace still able to get over that. Avery goes 3-on-1 against the Suarez. Gets it back over the net again with a swipe. Suarez over the net. Sadie saves it to Cassie. Cassie to Avery. This time she sends it to the back corner, but too far. That is a point for the Suarez. Heck of an effort from the team there. Suarez serving down 11-13. Ball's in the air. Shea to Sadie to Cassie. They are able to work together to get over the net, if unconventionally. Suarez set it up to their outside with a hit. Cassie to Leah. Leah all the way over to L. L with a hit. Suarez able to get under that one and get it to their back row for a hit. Who hits it out of bounds. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 14-11. Avery Chadwick to serve. Amelie into the front row. Ball's in the air from Avery. Cross court. Suarez are able to get to it. An overpass into the net, and it drops. That's a point for Ace. Ace up 15-11. Ball's in the air from number 25. Suarez able to get under that one. Set it up for their middle, who tips it over. Avery gets down to it. Cassie saves it. Leah sends a free ball over the net. Suarez able to get to it. They set it to their right side, who gets it over the net. Amelie saves it to Cassie. Cassie back over to Leah, who cannot get her over the net. It's a point for the Suarez. Suarez is serving down 12-15. In the first match, I said, I've used it a lot. What happened in 12-15? The first right answer was from Jim well, he's not in Santan Valley, but he lives in Santan Valley with the Magna Carta. Ace unable to get that one over the net off the serve. That's a point for the Suarez. Suarez serving down 13-15. Ball's in the air. Sadie to Cassie to Leah. They are unable to get that one over the net. It is 14-15. Ace with the lead and Ace with the time out. Back from our 30-second timeout. Ball's in the air. Sadie cannot handle it. That's a point for the Saguaros. We are tied at 15. Ball's in the air from the Saguaros. Cassie gets it over to Leah. Leah with the hit into a block. That's another point for the Saguaros. Now up 16-15 here in the second set. Saguaros with the serve. Sadie to Amelie. Amelie to Cassie. Free ball over the net. Saguaros set it up. Saguaros tip it over the net. Ace cannot tip it back. Point Saguaros. Up 17-15. Ball's in the air. Shea. We get it over to L. L sends it over to the net. Saguaros to their right side. Hit the into the net. Point for Ace. Ace within one. Into serve down 16-17. Leah Smith serves. Saguaros get it to their middle, sends a free ball over that. Shea to Cassie. Cassie goes to dump it and gets blocked by the Saguaros. That's a point for the Saguaros. Saguaros now up 18-16. Ball's in the air for the Saguaros. Cassie over to L. Saguaros able to get to it. From there outside, they hit it. Shea with a two-handed pass to Cassie. Sets it up for Leah. Leah with a hit down the line and in! That's a point for Ace. Ace to serve down 17-18. Anna Bekus in for L and to serve. Ball's in the air for Anna. Saguaros hit it straight up, but get it to their libero. He gets it over the net. Leah to Cassie. Cassie to Amelie. Amelie swipes it, but too far out of bounds. Point for the Saguaros. Saguaros serving up 19-17. Ball's in the air. Shea with an overpass. Cassie is able to dump it right at the net and get a point for Ace. Ace back within one, serving down 18-19. Avery into the front row. For Shea, Amelie to serve. Ball's in the air from Amelie. Down the line. Saguaros able to get it to their setter, to their right side. Sends a free ball over the net. Amelie able to get there. Cassie runs all the way across the court to get it to Avery. Miscommunication. Point for the Saguaros. Saguaros up 20-18. Amelie off. Shea into the back row. Ball's in the air for the Saguaros. Cassie gets it to Avery. Saguaros are able to dig the hit. Shea gets it back to Cassie, who gets it to Avery again, who pokes it over the net. Saguaros able to get to that. They send a hit over the net, inbounds. That is a point for the Saguaros. Saguaros are now up 21-18 here in the second set. Ace is going to have to stop the bleeding to force a third set. Ball's in the air for the Saguaros. Shea to Cassie. Cassie over to Sadie, who gets it into a block and is able to recover. Not able to recover. Point Saguaros. Saguaros up 22-18. Timeout, Ace. It's a 30-second timeout because they all are. Suaro serving up 22-18. Ball's in the air. Ace gets it to Avery with a big swing and a hit and a kill for number 25. Ace within 3, serving down 19-22. Captain Cassie Barney to serve. Ball's in the air. Suaro's able to get to it, send a free ball over the net. Shea to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Avery again with another big hit. That one is just wide. Going to be a point for the Suaros. Suaro's up 23-19. Ball's in the air for the Suaros. Ace. Anna able to get it to Cassie. Cassie gets it to Avery. Tips it over for the kill. That one landed in bounds. Al coming in for Anna in the front row. Sadie Teets to serve. Ace down 20-23. Ball's in the air from Sadie. Suaro's able to get that to their, miscommunication. We'll call that an ace for Sadie. Ace within 2, down 21-23. Ball is in the air from Sadie. Cross court, Suaro's able to get that one to get a free pass over the net. Sadie able to pass that to Cassie. Cassie sets it up for Leah. Leah with a tip over the net. Suaro's able to get it 1-2 and to their outside for a hit. Through a block. Ace cannot recover from the hit. Suaro's serving for them, set, and the match up 24-21. Ball is in the air for the Suaros. Service error, point Ace. Ace still alive. Avery serving. Amelie into the front row for Shea. Ace down 22-24. Avery serves. Ball's in the air for Avery. Suaro's able to set that up. Nope, they send it over the net on their second pass. Avery sets it up for Leah. Leah for the hit into the net. That's the point for the Suaros. Suaros win the second set 25-22. The first one 26-24. That is a match win for the Suaros. Another tough loss for Ace 18 Black. We're going to end this one and start the next one, but we're coming right back at you for another match against AVA, the Arizona Volleyball Academy, here in just a few minutes.